Hello, Magicasters of all shapes and sizes! My name is Chance, welcome to my spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning into the 44th episode of our second level spell series. Today we're going to be taking a look at a very interesting spell in the way that it is almost always a source of debate amongst new players, and some older ones alike if they're not super familiar with casters. So today we're going to be taking a look at Levitate. This spell is usable by the Sorcerer, Wizard, and the Artificer, and it is found in the Good Old Player's Handbook. I really like this spell. It leads to a lot of cool things, a lot of hijinks, but it's oftentimes misunderstood, so I'm hoping to kind of alleviate some of that today. That being said, let's take a quick look at its mechanics so we can better understand the way the spell works. The effect at a glance is as followed. Target a creature or loose object that weighs up to 500 pounds. On a failed save, the target floats vertically up to 20 feet and stays suspended for the duration. You can also move the target vertically up to 20 feet as an action or as your movement if you are the target. The cast time here is 1 action, the range is 60 feet, and the duration is an impressive 10 minutes, although this is a concentration spell. The save is Constitution, and the components are verbal, material, and somatic. If you're curious about that material component, it is either a small leather loop or a piece of golden wire bent into a cup shape with a long shank on one end. Now, I don't know why those are the material components, just so you know, so if you have any ideas, please let me know why in the comment section beneath. Really appreciate it. And this school is Transmutation, which kind of makes sense, so we'll roll with it. Now, let's take a look at the full description here, and I'll explain why this is always a subject for debate. 1 creature or loose object of your choice that you can see within range rises vertically up to 20 feet and remains suspended there for the duration. This spell can levitate a target that weighs up to 500 pounds. An unwilling creature that succeeds on the Constitution saving throw is unaffected. The target can move only by pushing or pulling against a fixed surface or object within reach, such as a wall or a ceiling, which allows it to move as if it were climbing. You can change the target's altitude by up to 20 feet in either direction on your turn. If you are the target, you can move up or down as part of your move. Otherwise, you can use your action to move the target, which must remain within the spell's range. When the spell ends, the target floats gently to the ground if it is still aloof. So very cool stuff. Now, the reason why this is always a subject for debate amongst new and some less experienced players in regards to caster is they think that it can inflict damage if it falls from a substantial height. Sorry to say, sadly not. It's all in that last line there. The target floats gently to the ground if it is still aloof. So in that way, it kind of acts a little bit like Featherfall. It's a safe descent, right? Now, of course, the topic gets brought up. What if concentration ends? Well, same thing. The spell still ends, so it still floats down gently to the ground. So, yeah, and to be honest, that's not really the way this spell is meant to be used anyways. It's actually meant to be used as more of a control spell or even a kind of last-ditch defense. And I'll get into why that is in a little bit here. That being said, let's take a look at some alternative uses. So one of the funnier uses, or more creative uses I should say, I've seen for this is using it in heist scenarios. I talk about them quite a bit on this channel. I really like the heist format. But for example, let's say you're trying to steal a crown. You cast a spell on the crown and just make it float straight up. And everyone's going to panic thinking it's already stolen. They're going to dispatch guards, try and find the thief. But in reality, it's just like 60 feet above them and no one can really tell. If you combine this with something like Minor Illusion as well, very potent stuff, let me tell you. Another great way to use this, and I kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier, keeping important PCs safe or NPCs safe. For example, if you're sent as bodyguards and you're fully surrounded, it might make sense if, assuming of course the enemies don't have a lot of ranged weapons, it might make sense to send that target basically straight up to the sky so you don't have to worry about them getting caught in the crosshairs on the battlefield. I think that's really great. Along that same vein of thought, you can use this on a caster who can, or even a rogue or some form of ranged combatant, and just send them straight up to a substantially better vantage point. Outside of that, this is a great way of running away or escaping from foes if you absolutely need to. Cast this on yourself and then just kind of spider climb across the ceiling to safety. Ideally, what this does is it lets you access places that would ordinarily be inaccessible. A great way to use this is also with a grappling hook. I think that would be hilarious. Throw in the catapult spell on a grapple hook, and you are good to go pretty much anywhere. It's very cool stuff. I really like it. And there's a strong argument to be made for your familiar actually being able to pull you while you're aloof. So I'd run that past your DM and see what they think. Needless to say, there's a lot of cool uses for this spell. That being said, if you have any alternative uses, ideas, thoughts, questions, concerns, please put them down in the comment section beneath. I really love hearing from you guys. And if you like that awesome hand-drawn picture of Sips and you'd like your own hand-drawn D&D picture, please check out the Guildhall to figure out exactly how to do that. That being said, thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, happy casting.